Hello, fencing friends. I'm obviously not Oliver. My name is Marcus. I'm one of the guys training with Oliver. In our group, I'm a kind of a tinkerer. I want to present you here a step-by-step video how to glue a club logo onto a steel rodella. This one will be quite a big one, a long video, but I hope you will enjoy it. I got from Oliver our club logo as a JPEG or bitmap picture. I vectorized it in a vector graphics program, then I separated it in 6 pie pieces and saved them individually as SVG files, and now I imported them into Canvas Workspace, which is the program that comes with the scan and cut cutting plotter of my wife. So this is the first of the pie pieces of our logo that I want to cut out on foil, and that I can then stick to the shield to get a negative for the bluing of the shield. Yeah, it's imported already, and now I have to transfer it to the plotter. Now I have this adhesive mat, and I have my foil that I want to cut. And I have to stick it to this mat. So looking at it is really sticking. And done. And this we have to repeat 6 times for all the 6 pieces. So now I remove the part that later on, when the foil is on the shield, will be covered with the bluing. It's actually quite hard to see where the cuts are. So this is now the negative for the transfer. On this I will add the transfer foil. So that's the first piece, and now we have to do it 5 more times. Okay, after we now have the stencils, we have to put them on the shield, and for that we need to unscrew the bolts here, because then we have 4 holes. Anyway, they would stick out and would impair the attachment of the stencils. And the benefit is also that we have now 4 holes afterwards that we can use as reference points for horizontal line and for lines that we need to attach our stencils so that they really meet in the center. Okay, let's unscrew the bolts. They're greasy, and I want to just mark where the hand is. So we will clean the surface with white spirit to get it completely fat-free. Otherwise, in the end, bluing won't work, or we will get clouds or patches where it does not blue the metal. Okay, that was it for the white spirit. So I try to align this thread that it would go through the centers of the screws to really find the midpoint of the shield. So if this is the center, I now try to find the midline. It's about 61. Actually it's 60. As you can see, it's not the easiest part to find actually find the center. Well, at least in this direction it seems pretty close. So it's a 60 centimeter shield, at least inside this rim with a curvature at 60 centimeters. And I don't think that it matters if it is a millimeter or so off. Yeah, that looks much better, I think. Yeah. Okay. So the next step will be to attach the stencils to the shield, and for that the first thing is to make sure that it sticks to the transfer. Which seems to be not so easy and straightforward as one would like, but maybe okay. So, to work with sticky foil with gloves on is really a pain, but I want to avoid to transfer fat from my fingers to the metal. Yeah, obviously it's not so easy to transfer this to a curved shield. Nevertheless, I hope this will work out. So now I try to get the air bubbles out. At least there where the finer details are. Some bubbles of wrinkles in this part won't matter much, I hope at least. But the edges should be clean. Okay, let's try the next one. So it's number 2. Yeah, not as pretty as I would like to have it, but I think it will do. Yeah, due to the curvature you have to adjust the stencil from time to time. Okay, half is done. So unfortunately, when I was attaching the stencils to the shield, in between the battery died. So on the other hand, I don't think that you would like to see me 3/4 of an hour attaching stencils to this. So in the end, although it was a hassle, it worked out better than I feared. So I'm quite content with what I achieved here with the stencil, and now it's time to do the bluing. And before that, last time I will apply some white spirit to be absolutely sure that there is no oil or grease still on the shield. Okay, let's have a look at the set. So I have these small brushes here, and I will try to apply it with it, and I have to work quite fast because it should set on there for about 3 minutes until it should get a kind of white yellowish color, and then we have to rinse it with water, and we will do this downstairs. And as you can see, it immediately starts to blue the metal. And I hope that I sealed the stencil really tight. I triple checked it, but you know how it is. You will see it just after we remove the stencil, if it really worked or it did not work. So I'm quite curious because obviously I take some time to apply this, if the differences in time that it is applied will make any difference to the amount of staining that you will see, amount of bluing you will see. But I hope that at some point it won't get more black anymore, and so that in the end you won't see a big difference. Yeah. So I've spilled a little bit here, and in the end I guess I have to just polish it out to get rid of it. Yeah, it's taking color. Now we will rinse it downstairs. So now we try to rinse it off. That is a lot more patchy than I like it to be, so I guess we let it dry and then we try the second layer. So I have the feeling that it is still quite uneven with the bluing, and just try a second round of bluing, and then we will rinse it again, and then after that we can oil it. So I guess we try it again. So, let's give it a second try. So there's still some structure in it, but actually I quite like it, and I think it's much better than in the first place. So I dry it off again, and it looks much better than it did after the first round. So, as instructions say, afterwards when you rinsed it and dried it, you should use some of the ballast tool oil, and that's what I'm going to do now. And immediately the whole room smells like ballast tool oil. So now it's oiled, and the instructions say that you should let it set overnight, and that's actually what we will do. There are some spots that look a little bit dry, so I just apply a little bit more of the oil. I guess tomorrow when we remove the stencil, I can polish everything with a cloth, and then I hope it will be fine. So next day everything is dried, and now it's the big moment where we remove the stencil. And I can already see that there are some inconsistencies in the staining and the bluing, but that was the first time that I ever did it, and next time I would take a different kind of brush, a bigger one, or maybe even some cotton ball or something like this to apply the bluing reagent to get it more homogeneously. Actually, until now it doesn't look too bad. There's very little spill, so I'm quite happy with this. It really sticks very well to the stencil. The foil sticks very well to the shield, so it's a very tight fit. Well, that worked out better than I expected. So very little spill between the different pieces of the stencil. Guess we can polish it out. We try that. So now I apply some oil around here. And try to polish all the excessive bluing. Yeah, there's lots of it. So. So you see there's a lot of bluing, excessive bluing coming down. And actually, in the beginning I was a little bit bothered by the inconsistencies of the bluing, but actually now I start to like it because it makes the pattern more lively. So, not a bug at all, maybe a feature. Okay. Yeah, I like that.